Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So news looking at today is Sky Mavis has again tweaked the breeding cost for Axie Infinity. So this is something they've already sort of tweaked a few months ago because they were worried too many Axies were being created, and now they're tweaking it again. Blockchain games are pretty complicated, and this is why things shouldn't be too decentralized at the moment, because things need to be changed. And if you sort of decentralize everything, then it becomes much harder to change it. So what's happened here? So the breeding fee has cost previously has cost two AXS tokens, and that's going to be reduced to one. So an AXS token is currently about $60-$70, something like that. So they've reduced the price that you need to spend to breed Axies in that case. But the SLP costs have increased. So this is a sort of balancing mechanic. So the AXS token is a governance token. Governance isn't really live yet, or isn't live yet, I should say. SLP token, Smooth Love Potion. This is something that's created when people win battles, and it's something that's destroyed when you breed Axies. So this is sort of like a floating token. It's not a total supply. And this is the thing that people are earning money with. They're playing Axie Infinity, earning the SLP token, selling it to people who want to breed. So this is just a rebalancing, and we'll sort of see how that works out. I guess what they're worried about is the price of SLPs have dropped fairly significantly, so to increase the breeding cost means that people who are breeding, they have to put more of their money into the SPL, which will drive the price up, and the AXS token, which will be important in the future, isn't really being used, and too much of it is sort of draining into the treasury. So they have a treasury in the game, and the breeding fees go into the AXS breeding fees, at least, go into this treasury, which is supposedly going to be handling the future of the game. But that means that quite a lot of the AXS supply is going into this treasury, which is driving the price up too much, which is making it hard for people to breed, making it too expensive. So they sort of rebalance this mechanic. So the sort of more of the value of the system is going into the bit that people are actually using for their play to earn mechanic. So let's have a quick look. So people are worried about the economy at the moment, and the price of the SLP token going up and down. It makes it hard, particularly people are earning their salary from that. So but as they point out, this sort of stuff needs to be changed. You can't just let this thing go on its own course. So I think it's good. Personally, I think it's good that they're stepping in. So I mean, they're just explaining this sort of stuff. When there are new players to Axie, the only way they can play is if there are more Axies available than players. So they're kind of always thinking about how many Axies there should be out there and what price it should be at the moment. Axies are fairly expensive. You need three to even start playing. Although obviously the scholarship system is pretty important for Axie, and that's where you borrow someone else's Axies, so you don't actually need them. But sort of fundamentally, someone needs to be buying Axies if they want to play. So there's been lots of talk about the sort of sustainability of Axie Infinity as a project. Obviously, it's only been going for a few years, so really only been going as a big economy for 6 months. And this is sort of a question whether you believe in it or not. So they're pointing out here that you do need player growth. That doesn't mean it's a Ponzi scheme, but you need sort of players coming in. You need people buying Axies and breeding Axies. You need new sources of demand for Axies. So when the land comes in, you'll potentially be burning Axies to get to create some materials that you need for your land and to develop your land, and obviously stuff like esports and other things, putting money into the system. So personally, I don't have any question over the long-term sustainability, at least in theoretical terms. We'll see how it works out in actual economic terms. As we all know, there's lots of theory about economics. Practice is not always so easy. But anyway, there's another whole thing about this going on about the sustainability. So I'm not going to go into all that, but it's worth looking at if you're interested in this sort of stuff. And we can see here, actually, so we can see here, this is the supply of SLP. And this is how much is being burnt in terms of breeding, and this is how much is being minted. So we can see a big increase in the amount being minted, and the amount being burnt is sort of static. So they want to get more burnt, so the supply goes down, so it's worth more. That's the basic supply and demand economics. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. This is Blockchain Gaming World, where we go deep into some of these things, particularly Axie, which is a very important game for the whole sector. So please keep it here. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.